107. On over the greeting.
Tango Station 3TA.
All right. Well, it was so good to see Han Solo back.
Yep. And Leia, pregnant with twins.
Leia pregnant with twins, y'all. All right. So this is our official after watch review. It is currently 3:02 a.m. And Nick and I just watched the entire episode. Thank you to our Patreon members for watching the entire thing with us. And welcome to our YouTube people as Nick and I are going through the episode. So, wow, bro.
But before we go through it, should we just give our quick general thoughts?
Yeah. So my feeling right now is that there were some good parts to it. There were some parts that I did not care for. There was a big letdown for me in the episode with Cad Bane. Even though Cad Bane had some incredible moments. He really did. But, yeah, dude, it just... The last two episodes were better than the finale. And ironically, Boba Fett was actually in this episode, and it wasn't as good. I mean, it just wasn't. And I'm not saying that. Notice I said the word ironically. Okay.
Yeah.
This is not the kind of episode that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go back and watch this again today.
Yeah. I thought the two episodes previous, episodes 5 and 6, were still the two best episodes in the entire series.
There's
season.
no doubt.
Yep. And there were the two episodes that literally had no Boba Fett in it.
All right, well let's get through, piece by piece here.
So before we get into the piece by piece, overall, right after watching it first time, where are you giving it a 1 out of 10?
Well, it can't be higher than a 7.
Yeah,
it can't be higher than a 7 for me, and I feel like I could justifiably give it a little bit lower than that.
Yeah.
But so if I'm feeling generous, and I'll get blasted in the comments for this. If I'm feeling generous, I'll give it a 7. I could give it a 5.5. That's just how I feel right now. But that's my immediate reaction following the episode. I need to go through the pieces again and kind of revisit it, because it was a long episode. It was a long episode.
An hour long.
Yeah. What do you give it?
First viewing,
Hello.
I'm thinking.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get us going piece by piece. Like
I'd probably say a 7 as well.
Okay. All right. So the episode
maybe 7.5.
All right. The episode starts out. You see Boba and his friends are in Sanctuary.
Yeah.
And they're looking at the damage. There's no bodies. They've already cleaned it out.
Yep. Or they were all disintegrated.
Yep. Cad Bane shows up, and I think the major reveal there is the Pikes letting him know that they killed the Tuskens.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought Cad Bane was the one that killed the Tuskens. Like, I saw some videos about that in theory. Cad Bane's the one that showed up. Well, it's actually just the Pikes. And they made it look like the Nikto gang did
Biker
it.
gang, yeah.
And again, that's a callback to the Fennec Sean moment where she goes, really? The Niktos?
All right, so they're Niktos, not Claytonians.
Well, I don't know. Either way, either
Yeah.
way. So, look, I'm just kind of taking us through it. Anything you want to chime in on is fine. So after that scene, we get a cool scene with an X-wing showing up, and I got excited for a second. You know, I never thought Grogu was going to pick the lightsaber. I wanted him to, but I didn't think there was any way. This is what we're getting. This is the story. Grogu is going to be reunited with Mando. You know, Grogu couldn't even make it an episode of The Mandalorian without Mando.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yep.
So,
yeah, and when that X-wing was coming in, I was like, "Oh, Luke's gonna actually come in, show up to bring Grogu, and he's gonna actually end up helping them."
So one criticism I have is like, for the people who are responding to this today, saying, "Yes, Grogu and Mando were back together." You never had to see them apart.
Yeah. Because they haven't been.
The very next episode of Mando, they're together.
Yeah.
Like, well, this. Anyways.
And Grogu's stuck in that little bubble, that claustrophobic bubble.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Luke gave Grogu a comfortable seat to sit in on the way to Tatooine.
So the X-wing shows up and it's being piloted by R2. There is no Luke.
Yep, and you get R2 and R5D4 back together on Tatooine.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's pretty freaking neat right there.
Yeah.
All right, so then we fast forward. Mando.
And the thing is, why would Luke send Grogu, not protecting him, just like, hey, I'm just going to put this baby in this X-wing, have R2 fly him there while I'm sitting here just chilling.
Yeah, and like Peli Mato or whatever her name is, she had no idea that he was coming.
Yeah, and how would he even know where to go and land? And
I mean, does Luke know her?
Yeah. That just didn't make very much sense.
Shame on Luke for sending a child on a trip like that with no parental supervision.
Yeah, really. I'm just gonna put this baby in the car and let the autopilot, take him to his destination.
So the next scene is the initial Cad Bane Boba Fett standoff, and Fennec talks Boba Fett down. Fennec also talked to Boba Fett in the sanctuary, like, no, this plan's not good. We don't need to do this.
Yeah, she's the one in charge. She's Boba Fett.
You definitely get those vibes that
she's running things.
Now people are going to say, "Oh, no, that's not fair. There's a partnership there." She disagrees with everything he says.
Yeah, and does. She's always correcting him, telling him what to do.
So then
he obeys like a good little puppy dog.
Then we see like the Order 66 moment, kind of, where all of Boba Fett's forces are getting defeated. The Gamorreans get shoved off the cliff. Yeah,
I will say that meeting between Boba Fett and Cad Bane was cool though, and Cad Bane's dialogue and the stuff he was saying in this entire episode was the best part of the episode.
So around the 18-minute mark of the episode, the fighting begins. The Pykes show up. They've got basically everybody surrounded. The mod gang is there.
Oh, stupid mod gang.
Oh boy, the Twi'lek male the mayor's assistant wants to go out and negotiate
terms of surrender.
So Boba pretty much sets him up for his death, which he doesn't die.
Yeah.
He goes out there and which I'm not crazy about that character either.
I'm not either.
But in a cool moment, Boba and Mando are fighting side by side, using their jetpacks, flying around. They're taking out a bunch of pikes.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. Cool action scene.
and we got to
You
see
know-
Black Chrysanthemum using his rifle in that moment as well, in his little area, doing
Yep.
some good fighting.
Yep.
But it looks like they've lost. They've lost, and then the members of Freetown show up. And in a strange scene, Weequay says that Cobb Vanth was gunned down in cold blood.
Yeah.
Doesn't that indicate that he's dead?
Yeah.
But he's not dead. Maybe
No.
Weequay didn't know that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
You would have to presume that Weequay didn't know that Cobb Vanth is dead. I know I'm getting to the end. You know, so then you got the Super Droidicas show up.
Yep. With their shields.
Yep. They got their shields, and nobody is a match for these droids. The Darksaber, nothing. And then you nailed it. Everybody saw it coming, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Boba's going to go get the Rancor. But in the meantime, in a silly moment to me, Peli Motto shows up in like a Chinese, you know, those little, the two sticks with the
wheel cart cabs.
Yeah. So she's got the droids pushing her along or pulling her along, and she's got Grogu with her, and she's screaming and throwing stuff at it, saying "Go faster!" And
she just comes rolling in there, like,
and it's like they're wanting her to be like some kind of comedic relief, but it's not funny.
She is terrible. She is one of the worst Star Wars characters. I would almost, actually, you know what? I would rather have Jar Jar.
Absolutely. On his worst day. On his worst day than her. Yeah,
I would rather have Jar Jar than her.
Me too.
She is a terrible character. I cannot stand her.
Tell us how you really feel.
Really hoping she was going to die when that thing flipped and wrecked. Instead, all she did was lost a tooth. Fortunate for her. And yeah, she didn't die. But I hate that character. Cannot stand her. Every single time she's on screen, I want to vomit.
So the Rancor shows up. And that's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
Boba shows up on the Rancor. That's really, really neat. I'm actually looking at it right now. He shows up on this thing, y'all, and he is wrecking the droids.
Yeah, it was a cool scene. It was like jumping around on the building tops, and running around. Boba Fett was on top of him, riding them. It was definitely a cool scene for sure. I thought it was well done. I liked it.
Yeah, when he ripped the first dude apart, everybody's like, "Yeah!" They're like cheering.
Yeah.
The Rancor stole the show.
One of them.
The Rancor stole the show.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to eat one.
Yeah, like I am a fan of the Rancor.
Yeah,
that's the Rancor we envisioned.
Yeah,
he
didn't seem like some depressed beast.
Yeah.
Like Machete was saying that he was. He just seemed like what I pictured a Rancor being, just a wild beast that just eats, kills, breeds.
Right.
Wrecking machine, and that's what it was in this episode, and that's why I like the Rancor part.
Yep.
Sure.
So everybody's like afraid of the Rancor and stuff, and the Rancor just got done eating a guy like we had called in the episode.
Yep.
And then there's one guy that shows up, and he ain't afraid.
Nope. Cad Bane comes back.
Cad Bane comes back, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And it was a
Yeah.
now that moment is a worthy finale moment.
Yeah.
The Cad Bane Boba Fett standoff, like when you know they're about to fight, this is worthy of a finale.
Yeah. The conversation between the two of them, I thought was one of the best parts of the entire episode.
I agree.
The back and forth talking about, I've known you for a long time. Him saying, I'm not a little boy anymore. The whole conversation between them, in the back and forth, because they know each other, I just thought was one of the best parts of the entire episode, without a doubt.
Well, and the thing is, all right, so let's get into that. You know, Cad Bane clearly had Boba Fett beaten.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett escapes from his situation using the gaffy stick.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the gaffy stick that he used?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And then, and then it happened.
Yep. He wasn't going to kill him. Cad Bane tried flaming him with his flamethrower, and then Boba Fett stabbed him. And when he did, I was just like, one of the coolest, if not the coolest characters in this entire series, who has a long history in Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch.
Sure.
Is now
he's gone,
dead.
Yep, dead. We got him for 2 episodes in live action, and he's gone.
Yeah, with the total on-screen time of probably less than 10 minutes.
I mean,
sure.
He could have been an integral. I hate to say it, guys, if they do a season 2. Yeah, people are going to listen to this review and be like, "What do you mean if they do a season 2?" Well, they've already announced that they're doing an Andor season 2. Officially.
Yeah. There's been no announcement for season 2 for this.
Nothing. So we may not get a season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett. And I'm going to be honest with you. As it sits right now, I don't know if it's needed.
Yeah. I don't care if they do a season 2 of this show.
Like how's Boba Fett going to help in a main war conclusion to the Favreau-Filoni universe here? No, he's got 5 bikers and Fennec, and that's it.
And Black Chrysanthemum.
Yeah.
And a Rancor.
But
that Rancor ain't going on Slave 1.
No. So Grogu shows up and saves the day with the Rancor. And you called that just like he did in Mando season 1.
Yep, with the Mudhorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he basically put the Rancor to sleep because the Rancor started going nuts. People were trying to shoot at him. He tried eating Mando, and Grogu comes out and basically puts him to sleep.
And then the next scene, which was a pretty cool scene until a moment, the Pyke leader and the mayor and all of the upper level people, like these are the people that are running it. These are the people in charge.
Yeah, in their hideout.
Yeah, in their hideout.
With all the people that turned their backs and betrayed Boba Fett, all the other leaders.
Yeah, and they pretty much all get waxed, and we never see who does it until the reveal at the end. So they kind of left you guessing. Now, in my mind, Nick, as I'm watching it, this is Boba Fett exacting his revenge for the Tuskens. This is, he's slaughtered. He's actually being a cold-blooded murderer right now. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then the reveal, it's Fennec.
Yep. They stole that moment from Boba Fett, and the show stole it from him. That would have, like, during that whole scene, I was like, all right, here we go. Boba Fett is getting his revenge. He's freaking sneaking up on folks. He's, running around, killing them from one side to another. Like, this is Boba Fett right here.
Yeah.
And it's Fennec Shand.
All right. Exactly.
And I'm just like, what?
I know. Such a wasted. I mean, and the thing is, that happened so soon, right after the Cad Bane death. You got two scenes that I just feel like you got that wrong. The writers, the team got that wrong. Cad Bane should not have died in this episode, in my opinion. Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
It's too soon.
Yeah, like,
I don't care if he's old. I know people are going to come into the comments and be like, he's old, coach. I don't care.
Yeah, he's still breathing. He beat Boba Fett in a gunfight, and basically it was faster than him. So he's still able to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yep.
And they just they killed him off too quickly. They could have used him in some form or fashion or something, and they didn't. They killed him off, which I thought was a huge mistake.
Yep. So Boba is walking the streets of Mos Espa with Fennec, and everybody's like bowing to him. We have won. We have saved the day, and these are my people now, and they recognize me as the daimyo. Like, they give me the honor and the respect that I deserve, or whatever, because I run this territory. So you got all that going on, and then it fast forwards to the Naboo starfighter in space. Mando and Grogu are on their way to season 3.
Yep.
They're leaving. Rest easy, Mando fans, or Grogu Mando fans, I should say.
Yeah.
I'm a Mando fan. You never had to miss Grogu and Mando together. They're right back, just like, in my opinion, they shouldn't be. But, okay. Yeah, and here's the thing. This is going to trigger some people, but I'm saying how I feel. This scene, this writing, with Grogu and Mando already reunited, it takes a little bit away from the season 2 finale of Mando.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. It doesn't take away from Luke showing up and saving everybody's butt.
Yeah.
You can't take that away. They'd all died if Luke didn't show up. But it takes some of the luster off of it. Luke shows up. He's leaving with Grogu. He's going to train him. And oh my gosh, this is incredible. Not happening.
Nope.
Grogu appears to me as being no better than he was prior to leaving with Luke.
Yeah, pretty much the same. He can use the Force. He can do some stuff. Then he gets extremely tired, falls asleep. And it's pretty much same old. Now, Mando's gonna, whatever it is he's gonna be doing, which I guess he's gonna be going back to Mandalore and trying to find the lakes or the ponds or whatever under the caverns or caves or whatever. And but now he's gonna have to be looking out after Grogu again. He's not gonna be able to just take care of business because he's basically gonna have a child with him.
So obviously they've got to. Whatever's going to happen now, I would think, is going to involve Mandalore, unless they drop something new on us in episode 1. Because we don't know. Well, what are they going off to do? I mean, nobody knows. It either has to be Mandalore or something new's going to happen to give us another storyline. But if something new happens and it doesn't involve Mandalore, what are we doing? I thought these were supposed to be 3 stories, including Ahsoka, that all intertwine and come together to create something big at the end. I'm kind of questioning that at the moment. So then the show ends, and we get the anticipated end credit scene. This is Han Solo, right? This is supposed to be Han Solo. Han Solo showing up with and Leia with twins.
Yeah.
No. Han Solo.
Yeah. Oh no. And Han Solo, Harrison Ford was on IMDb Pro that cannot be edited or changed.
Yeah. And let's get this
in the industry.
Yeah, and let's get this right too. Han Solo Han Solo not showing up in this episode, it is not representative of any type of civil war. Kathy didn't delete his scenes.
Yeah.
He's not in it.
Yeah, and it would have made no sense for him to be. Like, as soon as I heard that rumor, I was like, oh, okay, that'll be cool, for Han Solo to show up and Chewie. But I don't know why they would be there.
Yeah.
So they have to explain that. And of course, there was no explanation needed because they're not in it.
Yep. Well, guys, that's going to do it for us. This is our review, our reaction. Come at us. What? It's all good.
Yeah. And the thing is, there was some cool there was some cool stuff in this episode.
Yeah.
There was some cool stuff in this episode, but there was some real more head scratching, face palming moments where it's like, why?
Yeah.
And again, it's all subjective. This is just our opinion. If you think differently, you're not wrong. Neither are we.
Yep, exactly. If you enjoyed the episode and loved it, then we're glad for you. But to me, it was just an average episode. 5.5 is too low. 5.5 is too low. But I'm good with a 7. Yeah, but it's a sour 7 after the finale. Look, see, I just referred to Chapter 6 as the finale.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I will say this: I'm glad that Luke Skywalker didn't show up and he's the win button again.
Yeah. The God code, cheat code.
Yeah. Up, down. 30 lives.
He comes in, wipes out all the Pikes, takes care of everybody for Boba Fett, and boom, game over.
Yeah.
Luke wins.
Well, guys, thank you very much for watching this. And if you'd like to see our entire reaction, join us over on Patreon. Thank you for our Patreon members for watching this. And we'll definitely be talking about all of this coming Saturday night on our weekly Saturday night Star Wars live stream. So we will see you all there. And that's going to do it for us. As always, I'm the coach. He's Nick. We are UR Echo Base Network. May the force be with you. And we'll see you on the next one.
See you guys.